ha ha da 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 da. Lewis, who's the most pretentious person you've ever met? My 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Arlene Friedland. She told my parents at parent-teacher conference that she told my parents enough stuff that my parents actually cried about how I wouldn't be able to properly integrate into the world because of the way I see the world, the way I act, and the way I think, which I find particularly hysterical since I now make over 3 times her salary with no degree. That is definitely, yeah, my 4th grade teacher. I actually figured out, I went to a doctor and they said it's something called sinus arrhythmia. I don't remember all of it because I was in 4th grade, but I actually had a heart palpitation. So my heart wasn't going bup 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 bup. It was going bup 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 bup, and I had this pain while she was scolding people because she wouldn't scold like this. She would kind of scold like, "What did you just do?" Thank you, Napoleon Dynamite. Like, "What did you just do?" Or, "Is this really what you're giving me?" And she would start with a smile, like she was happy, and then slowly shift it over. And she actually caused a lot of the kids actual anxiety. And she really thought that she had a grasp on how the world worked, even though she had been a public school teacher her entire life. Many of my teachers were like that, but she was most likely the worst. No, the worst, the absolute worst. Almost all my teachers when I was younger were like that, but she was absolutely the worst. And I just found it funny because I remember looking her up and seeing that you're like you're a school board administrator. I mean, you told my parents I'd do nothing with my life, and your job is pretty much to torture children. So, she showed me. Thank you for posting my video on your main channel. Awesome. Thank you, Kopaz. What's your opinion on the Norwegian guy who lost the case to Apple? Okay, so I was a little pissed off when I read all the information about that case. I didn't get the chance to read everything until I got access to the court documentation. I didn't get that access until I was asked to testify, where it shows that there's a fake Apple logo on the product. The serials were all the same, and they weren't purchased. It wasn't like he sold refurbished screens. No, it wasn't like he sent screens to China to get refurbished. He bought them from Jack Telecom. I really wish I had known that beforehand. Now, the thing is, he didn't even know this until the investigation. He didn't know that he was being sold crap. So my opinion on that is really that Jack Telecom needs to pay him. That's where I came to, because they were the ones that put fake-ass logos on the products that they sold him. And a lot of people reached out to Jack Telecom. Thank you very much, the Chia Xlander. Yeah, so it seems like Jack Telecom is actually in contact with Henrik Husby about paying his legal fees. Because the thing is, you can't hold Jack Telecom accountable. You can't hold him accountable legally. When it comes to China and intellectual property law, that's just a big LOL. But what you can do is you can hold them accountable socially. And if you can't hold somebody accountable legally, the next best thing that you can do is socially. So in the business, in the industry, I suggested that people not spend money with them until they gave Henrik Husby his money for the situation that they put him in. And I hope they do that. Cody, what's up, Lewis? How are you? Thank you very much. Bill Mass says ADHD plus autism here. If you come to Brazil, let me know. Yeah, my teacher said I had ADHD too. She said I'd have real problems focusing on things because I wasn't able to focus on her boring lesson plan. So I couldn't focus on a boring memorization of trivia, which means I'm probably not going to be able to focus on things like work on a board for 18 hours until I figure out how its circuits work so that I could educate the entire world on how to make money and recycle things. Fuck you, Mrs. Friedland. Anyway, Charles Phillips funded $1.99. Thank you for all the videos you do. Yeah, I think that here's the thing. When I answer that first question that came up about pretentiousness, I think it's pretentious to say that somebody has ADHD when you are not a medical professional solely because they find your lesson plan boring. Can I say that you have ADHD if you're unable to pay attention to an hour-long YouTube video that I do? Is it that I did a bad presentation? No, it can't be that I did a bad presentation. It must be that you have a mental issue. That's pretentiousness. I think that that's serious pretentiousness when somebody that does not have a medical qualification suggests that it's not that the way I'm teaching you is boring. It must be that something is fucked up in your head. That is incredibly pretentious. But you're not allowed to say bad things about teachers because they educate the young and, you know, they're the unsung heroes of society. That it pissed me off. I think a lot of people don't remember what it was like to be a kid. That bothers me. Do you get flu shots? I haven't gotten a shot in a long time. I got vaccinated as a kid. I haven't gotten a shot in a long time. Precious metal recovery. FR Electronics. Worth it. If you're a recycling business that already has all the setup for that, then yes. But I don't think it's. I would rather fix things than just go for the bare metal. That's kind of like, that's at the end. Once everything has failed, then you go for that. I don't think it's worthwhile. I would rather put my efforts and time into fixing things rather than dealing with the results of not being able to fix things. For my next trick, I will donate the last bit of money in my bank account to one of my favorite YouTubers. I call it Disappoint My Parents to Electric Boogaloo. If you don't have money, don't give me money. If you are out of money, please don't donate to me. I appreciate it. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it, but you should be doing this if you're independently wealthy. I am reading questions like that first question that are not paid, so if I am able to read them, then I will. What are your thoughts on trans? That's not really much of a specific question. I don't know, like, what are your thoughts on heteros? What are your thoughts on... You gotta be specific. I don't really care what people choose to identify as. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean shit to me. Will you pay your bill to fix your MacBook? That's what I care about. Hi, Lewis. My mom and grandma says hi from Chile. Hello to Chile, and hello to Jeffrey Burnwood and Jeffrey Burnwood's mom. I have ADHD. Can I call you pretentious? Absolutely, you can call me pretentious. You are allowed to call me pretentious, arrogant, and all the other things. Thank you so much for your tutorials and videos truly helped me land the dream job I always wanted, working in the department for my state government. Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry that your dream job is working for the state government, but still, you got what you wanted, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. I think it's cool that you were able to learn something and put that to good use, making something work again. That's the point. Is there a way to take the glass back off of the back of an iPhone 10? Probably, but it seems like it would be miserable. It's not something we do. I don't know, because I have not really messed with it much, but it doesn't seem like it would be fun from the construction of the phone, from what I see. For those of us unfortunate enough to be forced to use Macs, what's the best way to protect those delicate flowers? Well, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking of them as flowers, because if you think of it as a flower, you're going to water it, and if you water it, it's going to die. So the first thing you need to do is a vocabulary shift. This is one of the things that is pretty interesting. There's this book called Mind-Body Connection, How the Mind Wounds and Heals the Body, and they talk a lot about the language you use. It's a very good book. I suggest you get it. It's actually a very helpful book. Let me see if I can get it on screen here. And yes, you can call me pretentious. Mind-body connection, how mind heals, wounds, body. Let's see. The mind-body code, not mind-body connection. I'm being a dumbass. Okay, so here's the book I'm talking about. Let's see. Will hi's button work? Of course not. Okay, let's see. Will hi. There. Okay, so this book. The Mind-Body Code, How the Mind Wounds and Heals the Body by Mario Martinez. Good book. Silver top flyer funded $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But yeah, one of the things that is, the vocabulary you use is incredibly important. So if you think of your MacBook as a flower, it's probably going to die because you're going to water it. Let's see. I was teacher diagnosed with ADHD too. Don't even call that a diagnosis. That's not actually a diagnosis. It would be like me diagnosing your quadricep as being torn instead of bruised. Like, I'm a MacBook repairman. What the hell do I know? Your eyes always look dark. Do you ever sleep? I don't ever sleep, but even when I do, they look like this. So in 2014, I took a 3-week-long vacation. I went to bed around 11 o'clock at night. I woke up around 12 to 1 the next day. So I was good like 2 to 3 weeks of 12 hours to 13 hours of rest, doing no work, doing jack shit, eating very well, doing my exercise, and I still look like this. So this is just, I don't know, I didn't hit the genetic lottery with regards to looks. What I don't have in looks, I do make up for in excellent, high-quality MacBook repair. Don't delay. Send your MacBook.com immediately. What laptop would you recommend under $1,500 for game/school? I haven't really seen many gaming laptops that are actually that seem like they're built to be durable. A lot of them do that crap where they solder the DC jack to the motherboard. Just absolute ugh, gross. Have you considered a ThinkPad? I mean, ThinkPads use Quadros, so it's not the best for gaming, but consider a ThinkPad. Get some sleep, Lewis. Never. Scott Liddick funded 99 cents. Thank you. You're the man, Lewis. I'm 23 and in my first year as a tech for a live audio company, and I progressed into fixing my own MacBooks recently. I'm considering doing it for real thanks to you. Well, that's awesome, Austin James. Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it. Your Antia, the book Mind, Body, and Soul. Read that, please, says Gregor Miller. Will do. Hopefully I'm reminded later because I'll probably forget. But once I'm done with this book. Speaking of books, which one is your favorite? One of my favorite books is Start With No by Jim Camp. It's a really good book when it comes to learning how to advocate for yourself. It's a business book. It's really geared towards business people, but it is actually very useful in your personal life, believe it or not. How do I remove my spend that is stuck in my Note 9? Okay, what do you mean by spend? Pens? Oh, pen! Pen. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. You gave $5 to get an answer, and I don't know. Isn't making a diagnosis practicing medicine? Isn't it a felony to practice medicine without a license? I don't know. I practice medicine for MacBooks all the time. I prescribe and diagnose. Removal of the JTAG connector. Put me in prison. Matthew Underwood funded 99 cents. Thank you. Any opinion on the HP Envy X360? HP has made trash for a good 12 to 13 years. So they have to earn the right to not be considered trash. And I don't think they've released enough good stuff to be worth it. From what I see here, it looks like this is another machine where the... Fuck. God damn it. Stream Deck isn't working. Did Hi fuck this up? Hi. God damn it. Let's see. Did you stay logged into the other account? Is that what it is? I will... let's see. I will switch over to the other account, log out, and shit, I'm missing stuff. Here we go. Corey funded $1. Thank you. What's the cheapest place to buy a MacBook Pro Retina 13-inch battery? The cheapest place to buy one is the place where you're going to buy one that doesn't work, so don't do that. You have a multi-$1,000 computer. Buy the right battery. Try ProtectRestore.com. Buy whatever their most expensive battery is. Okay, let's see if this works now. Let's see if you piece of shit Stream Deck. It always does this. Drives me crazy. Stream... Your Auntie of the book. I will check it out. I'm going to have to try to remember to read that. Okay, let's see. Stream Deck working? You fucking piece of shit. This thing is so buggy. It works nicely sometimes. Other times it doesn't. Okay, so, yeah, the HP Envy, it looks... From my first impression of this thing, just looking at this, is I see this shit where it looks like the DC-in jack is soldered onto the motherboard. Like, I'm not impressed. I'd have to open it to confirm that, but it looks like that kind of shit. Again, HP has made trash for a long time. And when I shake my MacBook 12-inch, something rattles inside. My old MacBook Pro 2013 did the same thing. Never was able to figure it out. Any clue what it is? I have no idea because I'm not in front of your computer. Genuinely have no idea. Is it a bug? Is it a bug's eggs? Is it dirt? Is it weed? Is it a broken piece? Is it a screw? Open it up! Find it. Now, thank you very much for the $2. Yeah, people will go on and go like, why don't you criticize HP for being crap? It's because they've... Well, I don't work on HPs for the first thing. I talk about what it is that I work on. I'm not a laptop reviewer or a technology reviewer. I'm a MacBook repair shop owner that talks into a camera. But, I mean, everybody knows HP sucks. They've sucked for a long time. There's really... I mean, I don't have to tell people that they suck. They made a couple of good EliteBooks, but otherwise just... garbage. Absolute garbage. Which ThinkPad is best? The one that is best for you. X1 Carbon or the P series, one of those two. I own an Envy, it's shit. Exactly, Tubes for Noobs. Little question, what do you use your ticket tracking system? Repair Shopper. I actually did a tutorial on how to integrate your PBX with your repair system, and I have 2 videos in setting it up with Repair Shopper. It's very good stuff. Even if there's one thing that pisses me the fuck off about Repair Shopper, which is if you're using it with authorize.net, it only sends the billing address, not the shipping, to authorize. You can't even set it up to just say, fuck it, just always send the billing and the shipping address with authorize. This drives me nuts, because I have authorize.net, and I have it set up with a little checkbox, which is, if the billing and the shipping are different, prompt me, and so give me an alert so that I can then check it out, call the customer, figure out if it's a scammer or a real customer. And they don't send the billing and the shipping. Like Magento does this. Magento, the free open source shit that's probably coded by 16-year-old kids and wearing underwear in their parents' basement. But the $100 a month software can't do that. And when I first reached out to them, they're like, yeah, sorry, we just can't implement this at this time. And I just politely said, you know, this is fucking paid software. This is not a feature. This is a fucking bug. You're an e-commerce piece of software that is so dumb it can't even send billing and shipping information to the fucking credit card processor. That's pathetic. But I like Troy. He takes my shit and I take his very well. Like every time I've bitched at him to add something, he does it, which is more than I can say for every other piece of software. It's pretty good. It's really good software. I know I'm probably, going on a little bit too much on that one specific point. But, you know, it integrates with QuickBooks. When a customer calls me, their number, their name and the ticket status just shows up. It makes a note in the ticket. As soon as somebody calls, there's a little button saying this person's calling. Take a look at their ticket. It's sexy software. It's really good. It's awesome stuff. I know I'm kind of, it sounds like I'm cutting them short, but it's actually really good. It's really good about it. It's really good. It's good software. Just pisses me off when they have a bug like that. And there's something about people saying that's when you ask for a bug fix and they say we will look into implementing that, like, there's no implementation. It's the fucking bug. But anyway, it's 10 o'clock and I'm salty. It's good software. I'm sorry if I made it sound bad. Troy's a lovely person. I'm an asshole, but you already knew that. HP equals horrible products. HP does make really bad shit. The thing is, you don't get an Apple without an HP. You don't get people that are willing to say, I'll spend $1,000 on a monitor stand just to get a computer that's not a total piece of shit without having HP releasing total pieces of shit. Thoughts on VA versus IPS versus OLED eye strain quality? I have no idea. I'm dumb enough that, again, the only thing the VA means to me is the Veterans Affairs or something. Like, is that even a screen technology? I'm a noob. IPS and OLED, I prefer to not buy TN screens because they look like shit. I like IPS screens. I've liked OLED ever since Cohen had it in one of their portable media players before it was cool 10 years ago. Because you could buy a Cohen with an OLED screen. Those were so sexy. I'm pretty surprised to hear you bash HP like that, and then wow with a question mark. HP makes crappy products. Really bad products. Really, really awful products. Then you don't get an Apple without an HP. What are your thoughts on minimum wage to 15 and what are the effects? The effects it would have would be when it comes to internships. So the way that the internship law is written, it's really vague. I could go over that in another video. But for example, there's one, God damn it. Hey, Lewis, just read on Vice.com that bikers in the city are using toilet plungers to create barriers. Also, always all the virtue signal in New York, Governor Cuomo, Mayor de Blasio did on the women's soccer team parade. I did not watch any of that because I don't watch sports in general. Sports to me is watching people get rich to it's like, I don't know, it's yeah, he made another million, yay! I just paid money to watch him make another million. I can't get into it, I'm sorry. I know. Maybe it's just because I suck at sports, but the $15 an hour thing. Like, I had an employee that really wanted to learn board repair. They were a total noob, but they really wanted to learn it. And I said, okay, I can do this. Can you help me with customer service plus board repair? And they said, listen, I really just don't want to do customer service. I don't want to do the other things. Or essentially, I'm not willing to do the bitch work to get to work on the stuff I want to work on. Now, for me as a business owner, that means, okay, you are not good at board repair. You don't want to do customer service or the other things I need right now, and you're bad at it. I can't really pay you to do that, but I'm also not allowed to take on an intern for free. I could take them on for college credit or minimum wage. Now, you raise minimum wage $15 an hour, and that person don't have a job. I can't work with somebody who's shit at board repair, but who also doesn't want to do the other difficult aspects of the job that would make them worth $15 an hour. And they said, listen, I would work for close to free to learn this from you. And I said outright, listen, I can't do that. That's illegal. And it's one thing to do an illegal thing when barely anybody knows who you are, or there's not, a lot of how do I put this? Eyes on you. Like, my first internship at Avatar Studios was like that. I made $0 an hour. I didn't know jack shit. I was 17. I had no common sense, and I just wanted to learn how to fix things. And I actually wanted to learn how to be an assistant engineer so I could learn how to be a recording engineer. But I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I got paid $0 an hour. And 3 months later, I got a lovely job at 35 cents above minimum wage at the time. Man, I felt so proud of myself making that 35 cents above minimum wage in 2008. I was making $7.50 an hour as a tech. But the thing is, I learned a lot of stuff, and if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't have had the knowledge in business or the knowledge in repairs or the knowledge on how to tackle problems that I do now, or that general common sense on how to make customers happy, which helped me a lot with my business, and I liked having that opportunity. So I think it's one thing to have minimum wage of $15 an hour, but you got to come up with some better, less vague laws and things when it comes to internships or entry-level jobs, because entry-level jobs are great. Now, you may think that making $5 an hour to be an intern or $0 an hour to be an intern sucks, but you know what sucks even more than making no money? Paying to get experience, because that's what they do in college and trade school. So when you go to college or a trade school, you're paying to learn. You're not getting paid. You're negative. So that's not 15, that's not 7, that's not 0, that's like minus hundreds. And it's something that a lot of people don't think about. But you also can't have situations where people are working for slave wages, and then companies like Walmart wind up subsidizing your companies like Walmart wind up using the welfare system, aka the middle class taxpayer, to subsidize their entire business model. So I remember doing some back of the napkin math. X1 carbon user, love it dearly, ThinkPad for the win. Yes, Michael. So I looked up on their 10K. It was something like 17 billion or so in profit, right? So this is just, again, this is very, very rough back of the napkin math, because I was actually thinking about this earlier today. It's funny you bring it up. So you do 17 billion, right? 17 billion. Now they have something like 2.3 million employees, right? Now let's say that Walmart pays like shit. So let's say that 300,000 of those 2 million jobs. Again, I'm just pulling these numbers out of my ass. To be clear, I'm not making some sort of argument one way or the other, just observations. So let's say that you've got 2 million of those employees are on some form of assistance because they get paid like shit, right? Now, so you do 17 billion divided by 2 million. That comes out to about 8,500. Now you do 8,500 divided by 12, and that comes out to about $708. Now you think about it. If you add up Medicaid, housing assistance, food stamps, temporary assistance for needy families, a lot of stuff, it kind of comes out to about $708 a month. So if you take off 300,000, let's just say 300,000 are executive, you take 2 million people, you put them on some basic, you think that they're just applying for the basic welfare benefits, it almost kind of comes out to their profit margin, which is fairly interesting. And it makes me wonder, would they actually be sustainable as a business if their employees were not subsidized by the taxpayers paying into the welfare system for companies that don't pay a higher wage? Something you got to think about back and forth. Mayor de Blasio is a fool. He's going to kill New York. Incorrect. The voters are going to kill New York, because did you see the amount of people that actually voted for de Blasio? He may have won the election, but that's because virtually nobody came out to vote. I voted. Most other people didn't. So the people, again, the people are responsible for that. Now, if the people didn't vote. That's it. It sucks, but such is life. Have you ever put the long screw in the short hole, in the wrong hole, or is your pee-pee butt short to ground? I have put the long screw in the short hole, and luckily I did it on a machine where I put the long screw in the short hole by a trace that wasn't important. There was no trace under it all. It was just ground. I was like, whew! That was like 5 or 6 years ago, though. But I haven't long screwed a phone or anything like that. Okay, where am I? Oh my god, I'm so behind here. Holy crap, I'm behind by like 10 minutes. I got a bunch of Lenovo Chromebooks from my school for an unmalicious region. How would I start to remove the Go, Guardian, and Lightspeed filters? I have no idea. I have never heard of those before until just now. Oh, hey, look, you asked the same question twice in a chat that's getting over 100 comments a minute. Bye-bye. Ever seen an issue where a MacBook Pro screen freezes, cursor stops, video slows, audio will play, while frosting over with intermittent white screen? That is a bad screen, and I know you're going to want to think it's the cable. I know you're going to tell me, Lewis, it's the cable. Lewis, tell me it's the cable. Tell me what I want to hear. Tell me it's the cheap thing that's easy. It's not. It's your screen. Buy it. Get a new screen. It'll fix it. Is eMachine still around? My God. But thank you for the $25, PXLR8. That's way too much. Parents' basement doesn't cost $17,000 a month. Huh? McDonald's in Seattle's in serious trouble. The place is empty. $10 for 2 Chinese cheeseburgers. McDonald's is in trouble because they make shit fucking food. Let's be real here. Hi, says Greg. Hello. Benjamin says you are awesome. I don't think I'm that awesome, but thank you. Can you recommend the Surface Pro 6 for a student? I would only recommend the Surface Pro 6 for... If I ran into the guy that tried to stab me with a glass bottle about 9-10 years ago, I would recommend the Surface Pro 6 for them. That's the only person I can imagine recommending a Surface to. Are you going to do this often? Because I love this. I will do this once a week. You tell me in the comments once the video is done. Not now, because I can't read the live chat fast enough, but do you want to see this once a week, twice a week, once a month, once every bi-weekly? What do you think the schedule should be? David D. funded $1. Huh. X1 Carbon user, love it dearly. Okay, I'm really behind. I'm reading 5-minute-old comments. We do not service 2011 MacBook Pros for GPU issues. Damn straight! What do you think of Beyond Meat stuff? I have not tried any of it. I'm impressed by my question. How do you go on for so long? I appreciate the passion you had in that response. Thank you, Tubes for Noobs. What laptops do you recommend? I recommend the ThinkPad P50. Get a ThinkPad P50. You just toss that Mac out. Asus rocks. Nah, they don't. They solder the DC jack into the board. They're low-end laptops, like almost every other brand, have those shitty grommets for the hinge screws, so that the, let's say this is the base, right? The hinge goes on top, and then there's a screw that goes into the grommet. The grommet is a fucking piece of shit that breaks right off very easily. Again, this is what you can't have an Apple without having a bunch of PCs that are designed like shit. You can't have people lining up to buy solder-on SSDs on a computer that has one fucking port without having every other brand getting this basic stuff wrong. Maybe some Asuses are good, but Asus, I like Asus better. We're Americans. If I want to call it aluminum instead of aluminium, I'm going to do it. It's Asus. I like Asus, so we're going to call it Asus. Ilya Grazel funded $1. Thank you. That's very nice of you. When it yeah, Asus, they get desktop motherboards. That's a different thing. Laptops, I've seen a lot of low-end Asus. They're just the same as every other fucking vendor. Low-end Toshiba, shit. Low-end Acer, shit. Low-end HP, shit. Low-end Asus, shit. Apple is shit, but it's a different type of shit. It's a different flavor of shit. So the reason that I focus on the Apple and not the rest is Apple is not trying to... Apple claims they're making a luxury product. When you're selling a $289 product at Best Buy, it's going to be shit. You know, I expect it to be shit by virtue of the price. But when I spend $2,000, I don't expect to see shit. I guess that's why. You're a neat guy, you fix things and play Dota. You want to call it play? That's not really playing. I kind of suck at it. What company puts a high voltage line right beside a data line? I get your point. Wouldn't you agree that jobs that offer $8 an hour are more for people that have no experience in anything? It's simply meant to be a stepping stone for people to work and gain experience, then get a better job or an increase in raise. Because I ultimately believe that you pay people for their labor, and if somebody has no experience, you're paying $8 an hour, that's the company making a loss. But after they can hold their own, you go up higher. Again, that's where that's my belief system, but it doesn't end up working out that way in reality. You have people that wind up being in areas where there are no jobs. A company shows up, they realize that there's no jobs, they offer a shit job at a shit pay. The person can't afford any to pay their bills on it, so they wind up getting subsidized by the middle class taxpayer, and then the company gets the profit off of it. So again, there's multiple sides to everything. You know, the world is not as simple as many people like to make it out to be. I started off with a shit-paid job. Now, the thing is, this is an area that I had a lot of disagreement with my dad, because my dad would say, if you signed up for a job, it doesn't matter what you signed up for. You signed up for it, you do the job well. I think the opposite. I think you get what you pay for. If you pay me $6 an hour, you are getting $6 an hour worth of labor. What do you recommend for a student with a pen? If you have a pen, you should write down and take your notes with it in college, but I hope you're taking notes in an engineering class, some sort of class on how to become a doctor, maybe a lawyer, maybe an engineer. I hope you're not taking notes in some class about, basket weaving or knitting or something, because that's really expensive and a waste of time, in my opinion. Make sure you're getting a degree in something real. That's what matters. If you have a pen, make sure you're using that pen to take notes in a class that has value. Walmart did not come up with welfare. Indeed, they didn't, but they sure as hell benefit from it. Mid-2012 MacBook Pro. If I push on the left fourth of the bottom bezel of its screen, then the above vertical band disappears. Bad screen. Thank you for the MX50. I appreciate that. Bad screen. You're probably going to be mad because you want it to be the cable or something, like the previous person. I hope you're not mad, but it's a screen. What are your thoughts on jobs and entrepreneurship? If your jobs suck... One of the things I really like about entrepreneurship is you get to avoid a lot of the questions that you would be asked if you're getting hired. iRevive funded $10. Thank you very much, iRevive. So, for example, if I'm hiring somebody, I can put that little box that says, I want to know if you have a criminal record. If I say I'm a window washer, right? I'm going from door to door saying, do you want your windows to be cleaned at your business? They don't give a fuck. They're just going to say yes or no. They don't care if I have a criminal record. If you're going door to door, if you want to work at a window washing company, they may look and go, well, you have this 1.5 year gap in your employment. Why is that? And you have to come up with an explanation. And they may go, well, it looks like you're overqualified for this. Why is that? You don't get the job. If you go door to door saying, I'll wash the windows of your business for $5, does the person at the counter really give a shit if you're overqualified? Did they ask you what your last position was? Did they care how much time passed between your last job and when you started washing windows? No. One of the greatest parts is that you get to bypass all that bullshit. And that's what I loved about entrepreneurship, is that I'm socially a strange person. I've never gotten real jobs that pay real money from job interviews, because I step into the room and I talk in my normal fashion, and I don't get hired over other people that are more normal, that are more sociable, that pick up on social cues, that understand when to laugh, when not to laugh, when to seem excited, when to not seem excited, when to come up with what joke to come up with, all that kind of shit. I don't do that well. So what I like about entrepreneurship is, if I offer something that somebody wants, and I say, listen, this place says it's 5 days, I can get it done in 2, and you can actually watch if you don't believe it, and it'll be about 10 or 20 bucks less. They're like, wow, great. Do they care about the rest? No, it's great. Entrepreneurship to me it's kind of like cheating. It's like using a Game Shark to just get around the fact that you can't get a job. That's what it was to me. I didn't become an entrepreneur because I was a genius. Became an entrepreneur because nobody wanted to hire me. If I went to college now, what would it be for? If you went to college now, I would probably want to become a therapist. That's what I originally wanted to do, be a therapist or a psychologist. So I would probably go for that. Would you take me in? No basic level board repair, mainly iPhone board repair. Would you take me in a no? No, because you can't form a sentence. I need people to do customer service. I'm overfilled on board repair stuff at the moment. And to do customer service, you need to be able to write a sentence. If you can write sentences, then I will have a position for you. You brought my early 2009 model unibody 17-inch MacBook Pro back to life around a year ago. I'm about to send it in again for this. Thank you for the insights. If we did the C7771 fix a year ago and it died, that's strange. But if it did, I will help you out. If it's the same issue, I'll help you out again regardless of the warranty. Something else, then you may be on your own. If you had 15 minutes to talk to Tim Cook, what would you ask him? I would ask him where Apple was planning to go and what the actual reasons are for, what. I would ask, what would it take to give you a financial incentive or motivation to open up your supply chain? What are the worries you have? So, if I was able to actually buy certain chipsets from the companies that you buy them from, what are your concerns? How can I address your concerns? How can I fix the potential issues that you would have with this so that there can be a situation that wins for both of us? That's what I would ask. How can we both get what we want? How can you be seen as a company that makes maintainable gear? Because that's what a lot of musicians and videographers and broadcast people want. You know, all the people in that industry that started moving to Mac, the people that will never use a PC to try to use Pro Tools or anything like that, they want gear to be dependable, repairable, longevity. They value that stuff. And you could sell to them based on that. That's a selling point. So how can we make it so that we can say that your products actually seem to be built to last and support you in that way? And how can we make it worthwhile for you? What are your concerns? How can we address those concerns so that we can both get what we want rather than just slinging shit at each other on a regular basis, which is not really productive? Thank you, Ira Vive. Thank you, Austin K. Thank you, Paul Sims. What company do you actually like? I like the company that makes my herbal salt. Tubes for Noom says, I hear gender studies is going to be the most profitable degree in 5 years. For the school, absolutely. Let's see. Best gaming laptop under 1,000. Not sure, Apple Repair Lady. Maybe a ThinkPad, P50. You're a neat guy, you fix things and play Dota. What kind of pornography do you watch? Let's see. Katya Kassan. Good actress. Thumbs up to Katya Kassan. Probably mispronouncing the name there. On a mid-2012 MacBook Pro, if I push on the left fourth of the bottom bezel of the screen... I answered that one already. Steve G funded $2. Thank you. I'm not going to say your name out loud to that person who donated $1, and they know damn well why, but I will thank you for your $1. But I'm not saying your name. It's a fucked up name, man. Can you fix my ThinkPad T430? It has a shit screen. My T440 had a shit screen as well. So what I did is I got another one. One of the things that sucks with Lenovo is they give you the shittiest screen possible even when you're buying a $1,500 computer. It really pisses me off. PC manufacturers should stop doing that. Again, you can't have Apple be as successful as they are if PC manufacturers weren't so stupid. Sorry for confusion, limited characters. The previous repair was not screen. It died completely, and you revived him. Eternally grateful and sing your praises. I may not send it in for the screen. Well, if you do send it in for the screen, since you've already had a board repair, we'll find you a screen and give you a discount. If I can find a screen to that thing, though. That is 10 years old. But thank you very much, and you can stop giving me money now. You paid for repairs already. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, again, one of the reasons Apple is so successful is because a lot of the lower-end companies, a lot of the other they fuck shit up, you know? They fuck shit up. They screw things up terribly. Badly. Very badly. The reason that I get on Apple's case is because they present themselves as a top-end brand. They present themselves as high-end. Everybody has the perception that they're perfect and then they're made to last and great and better than everything else. And that's why it's worth $3,000 fucking dollars when it's not. But yeah, other companies have done, like Lenovo with the screens. It drives me so crazy. You don't have to put such a shit screen into a $1,500 computer. Even the T440. Why do you put a piece of shit panel that actually hurts my eyes into the machine? Why do you put a shit panel in there where I can barely read things on a black screen? Thank you for the reply. They said I wouldn't be successful. Served United States Air Force. My charge was protecting multi-billion-dollar bunnies overseas, buying all equipment from you. P.S. I'm an Apple developer with access. Send DM. I don't know how to send you a DM because I don't have any of your information, just the YouTube name. But you can always email lewis@rossmanngroup.com. If you can spell my name right, you have access to my email. That's my security system right there. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I remember getting a T440, minimum wage hike, self-defeating, pass to consumer. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. For me, all it did is it just said, okay, I cannot hire people at this skill level, where I would have before. So if you were just a shipping person, maybe I could hire you. But now if I need to pay this much, okay, you're a shipping person, and you're an inventory person, and you're going to deal with returns to the vendor, and you're going to deal with this, that, and the other. Because if I'm paying you that much, then you got to be able to do the job. Now, if I could pay less, then I could accept somebody that could not deal with all that responsibility, who could only deal with one responsibility. But, it's just... it is what it is. Did you know when you were good enough to sell your services. I wasn't aware if I was good enough to sell my services when I started. Sometimes I still wonder if I'm good enough to sell my services, honestly. After I had messed around a bit on devices that I had purchased off of eBay, at some point, let's see, I started around that November of 2008 when it came to MacBook stuff. I had been working professionally on studio stuff for a while before that. And I think it was in February or March of 2009 that I actually started offering it out to people. 13-inch 2011 MacBook Pro, only green light, no boot, what to check. If you're getting quarter fan spin, check R7051, R7051, R7052. One of them is going to open up to about 35 ohms in the current sensing section. If that often happens, if you have corrosion on the clock chip, that often happens. But really, that's like saying my car doesn't work, what to check. I can't answer that question. That's a book. I'd have to literally write a book. And I actually have written a book, which you could see in the description down below. There is a 200-page manual on board repair that if you read, you will figure it out. Why is my MacBook broken? Specifics, please. See, Blur gets it. Blur gets it. He always gets it. But if you look in the description, I've actually written a 200-page guide that it's kind of rough. It's kind of, it's not exactly the most professional thing in the world, but it'll get you started. And it'll answer the questions that I wish somebody had answered for me in the very beginning. So I hope you will read that, because there's no way I can explain that in 2 minutes. You have remote customer service positions. I actually have one already. One of my good friends is doing it for me at the moment. And at least until she gets sick and tired of it. We'll see. But I need somebody to actually be in the store, because this is a store. People do walk in. You can't do that remotely until we get a good enough hologram and everything and sensors and all that. How's your e-bike working? It's working pretty well. I'm a puppy, and sometimes I fix laptops thanks to you. Are you a puppy? You can't. I don't think you're a puppy. A puppy would not type that well. Also, for goodnight TGD, you said they said I wouldn't be successful. Who is they? I'm curious. I am Blur, donated $10. Just kidding. Thank you. Also, what is that strange little stuff flying around here? Ah, it's hitting me in the head. Stop that. Stop hitting me! Wait, now, if I go over here. Yeah, here we go. Ah, God damn it. The orange one hit me in the head. You think there's a better alternative from the iPad? Yeah, so what I was saying about the T440. I remember getting the T440p. It was $900-something retail. The screen, and it wasn't even the high spec, and the screen that comes with it is total shit. Hi. The screen was absolute and utter garbage. Like even if you had a black background, you could see it was kind of like a very thin black veil with a flashlight behind it. It just looked like shit. What was that privacy phone you were talking about earlier this year? You're thinking of the Librem phone. I think that's what it is. Let me see if I got it right. But I don't know if it's actually going to come out, be good, have anything. Is anybody actually going to develop anything for this? At the end of the day, I think that the way that this phone may be able to foster privacy is not necessarily the way they thought it would foster privacy. My fear is that it is going to foster privacy by nobody developing anything for it, so there's nothing you can use for it, so there's no way for anybody to spy on you. I hope that's not the case, and I hope I'm just being cynical. I really do, because that would suck. But I have a feeling that is what is going to wind up happening based on my skepticism. H03787 with stuttering mouse and OS, not in the FI. Ha ha! Bad SPI. Your CPU is, it's not liking the SPI data line issue. It's communicating properly over USB, but not, SPI. I know the Air does that. I'm not sure if the 3787 does that. I also think you're trolling. Get the fuck out of here, Paul. That's not a real issue. Everybody say hi to Paul Daniels, by the way. Would you be able to build your own laptop? Somebody else, maybe. Me, no. You need a brain for that. I ain't got a brain. Let's see. Look at... Love the motivation. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Is it a common thing for an Apple 2016 MacBook Pro to have a screen slowly fade in and out? No. It's a common thing for the backlight to fade in and out when you move it back and forth. But it's not a common thing for the entire screen. So when you say screen, you got to give me more information. Do you mean the backlight, the image, or both? $35 donated for an answer to something that's been plaguing me for ages. Happy to fund you and your crew deserve it. Thanks for this live Q&A and sharing your skills. Many thanks. Thank you. Ali says I'm a porn star and sometimes I fix laptops thanks to you. Let's see. Let's go to your YouTube page. Are you actually a porn star? You're not a porn star. You're not a porn star. Fake news. There's no porn on this YouTube channel. You have 112 subscribers and I bet none of them are subscribed for porn. Fake news. You clickbaited me. You the man, dude. Love them. Oh, I read that one already. Thank you for the reply. They said I wouldn't. Oh, I think I already read that one. I'm still impressed by your Dota skills. It doesn't take much to impress you, it seems. Do you think Joni Ive leaving Apple for not being innovative anymore could start the end of Apple? The end of Apple? I mean, everybody's been saying that they haven't been innovative for years, and they keep making more money every single year. So, I'm wrong with that. I'm wrong. Shave your head. You know, if I shave my head, it would be easier. Everybody in my family would call my dad Bozo the Clown. He's 70 years old at this point, and his hair is still a clusterfuck of unmanageable shit. Like, I don't know what material this is made of, but I don't know what the hell it's made of, and I don't know what it's trying to do at any given time. But it's always doing something different. It drives me nuts. Dig the show. Never thought listening to you soldering boards would be good background noise while I work. Thank you very much to John McGuire. Let's see. My dad will not shave his head, and I will not shave my head. Likely ever. I like my hair, even if it doesn't like me back. We have fights every now and then. What would Lewis do if Apple goes bankrupt somehow? Become a therapist? Bike repair? I don't know. Maybe I would become I don't know. I kind of suck at bike repair, but I kind of sucked at board repair in the beginning too. Like, I remember when I wanted to fire the place I was outsourcing board repair to, and they said, well, how are you going to do it? Well, I said, you know, I'll figure it out. And they go, do you have any experience with this? And I said, no, but I'll figure it out. And they went, I kind of laughed. You could tell there was like a little bit of chuckling. I totally am. Just look at the about section. Oh, that's horseshit. No, you're making it up. No, you're not a porn star. No, don't buy it. You clickbaited me. But, yeah, I thought that, you know, they thought it was ridiculous, and I wound up figuring it out. So, I'm a professional model and wannabe YouTuber. Okay, you're trolling me. I'm being trolled here. I'm being hardcore trolled. Why can't you recommend the Surface Pro 6? Because the Surface is a steaming pile of garbage that tries to copy all the things that Apple does wrong without copying the things that Apple does right. It's everything that is wrong in one device. Like, you know, it's difficult to repair. You soldered in you've soldered in the drive. It's really expensive for the specifications that you get. They have high failure rates. And at the end of the day, it's still fucking Windows. It's like you get all the negative things about buying a PC, and then all with Windows, and then you get all the negative things about buying an Apple product. All in one! And it's expensive. Fenstration Pro defunded 99 cents. That's a very strange name you've got going there. Dig the show. Saw that one. What are your thoughts on phone blocks? Won't let me link phoneblocks.com. Well, they may not let you link it, but that doesn't mean I can't go to it. Phone blocks. Hi, we are Phone Blocks. We try to change the way electronics are made in order to create less waste. A phone that you can easily upgrade, repair, and customize a modular phone. Well, it sounds cool, but you have to get people to care. And how many people care? People say that they don't. Here's the thing. A lot of people that say they don't like disposable culture and throw away shit, they really like buying new things, and they really like buying things cheaply. Even myself, you know, my Samsung S7 was acting up and acting funny, and You know, it's really like I want to buy a new one, but I don't fucking need a new one. I don't want to spend money on a new one, but I want a new one. So why do I want a new one? Why do I want a new one? When I got this phone, it did everything it needed to do just fine. I know if I tweak it, it'll be a little bit faster. I know if I, maybe root it, put a different ROM on it, not like the piece of shit that it comes with. I just don't want to put the time into it because I'm busy and I don't want to fuck with my own shit when I go home. It's annoying, especially having to back up everything and type your password into every single app again. It's like, and configure it and put your email server on there and blah-de-blah-de-blah and put my icons where I want. It's annoying to do that with a new ROM. But, I want to buy a new one, but I don't need a new one. I don't need a new phone. I don't want to spend money on a new phone. It's just this little stupid thing in my head. And, people will say that they wished companies would do that. But what do they buy? What do they actually show they care about? What's your top 3 favorite Android phones? I don't have any anymore, honestly, because they don't fit in my hand. So that's one of the reasons I'm sticking with the S7. The S7 barely fits in my hand. I can't hold the S7 like this and then properly get to the other side of it. So, yes, this is my phone. Let's see if I can turn my light on. Actual question, I'm still using my LG G4 replaceable battery. Do you know of a new high-spec phone offered today with a replaceable battery? I don't know of any phones with a replaceable battery, honestly. That's one of the many reasons why I'm just not excited about buying a new phone. No interest. Like, look at this. So let's get this phone in view. I can't use the Stream Deck because hi, but desk camera. Where's desk camera? Here we go. Like, look at this. So I'm holding the phone in my hand, right? Oh! I have to do this stupid shit to do this. So I have to curl my fingers in the back and then do this to get to the corner. Like, fuck this. Fuck this. I want a smaller phone. And the newer ones are even worse. Because this is the smallest of the phone. Like, this is a 5-inch phone. You can't get something this small unless you buy an Xperia XZ2, which is already kind of obsolete. Grade school teachers all through high school. I counted 0 as a number in 2nd grade, like in real mathematics. Graduated from 2 high schools, gets award named after myself, beating struggles. Yeah, grade school teachers. Yeah, I really find it funny when the people that couldn't... I find it funny when grade school teachers tell parents that their kids are going to be failures when they have a job that pays really low and doesn't really produce much. There's something interesting about that. Your kid's going to grow up to be a failure! But even if the kid picks up garbage, he's going to make more than you. Like, get the fuck out of here. You have to have some fucking nerve to tell a kid's parents that the kid is going to be a failure. You have to have serious nerve to say that shit, regardless of what you do in life. You got to have serious nerve to say that, like, this 9 or 10-year-old is never going to get anywhere. That's horseshit. How about you be a part of helping and mentoring that person get there, rather than shitting on them? But I'm not going to get into that. I did in the beginning of the stream. As shits and giggles, the current stream thumbnail is... Yeah, I'm not... I got to change that. Fuck. That's lame. Yeah, my opinion on phone blocks is people really, really like... They really like buying new shit. Deep down inside, they may not like dealing with the bill, but they like the feeling of getting something new. They like the feeling of changing to something new that has cool little features and, isn't scratched, and a little high of opening the box. And after hours gaming stream with the Rossmann Group boys sometime, I'll buy drinks. Perhaps we will. We'll do a Street Fighter stream one of these days, Blur. And thank you very much for making all these pills pop up near me. Really, like, we're in the middle of an opiate crisis, and you keep... Like, why are there little pills popping up all by me? It's odd. Trying to get me addicted on something? You know about MacBook Stain-Gate scandal? I'm encountering it right now. That is an old, old thing. That is old. Yeah. I've heard about it. Have my free YouTube Red Super Chat. Thank you for the vids. Thank you very much, JS. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you, even if you got it for free. Shit, I'm behind by 10 minutes. How are things? Things are well. How have you been doing computer repairs? How long have you been doing computer repairs for, and are you still doing the court for trail about the Apple repair? I've been doing this since early 2009, late 2008, and I have no idea what you mean by court for trail. I don't know what that means. That must be one of the newfangled Gen Z expressions. I don't know it. Check out the Palm PVG 100 phone. That's the really small one that is kind of meh. I'm not looking for a phone that's almost useless. I would love to see Lewis fix random things. Funny you mentioned. So we actually... Woman came in the other day, and she has a television board that doesn't work, and I figured, what the fuck, I'll do it once. There's no money to be made in fixing TVs. You can buy another TV, free shipping, large screen, $300. Most people are not looking for the best quality television. But they brought in this television board, and I'm going to try to fix it. I don't have a way to test it, because I don't have the TV here, but what the hell? Maybe fun. We'll see. But yeah, there's no money in doing that. And if the 10 or 20 bucks worth of parts I bought don't fix it, that means that I spend 10 or 20 bucks on something I can't charge any money for, which would really suck. But we'll see. I figure just for fun, every now and then. Alor funded $2. What MacBook would you buy today, if any? Thanks. 2013 A1466. What do you think about the operating system for Apple products? It's not for me. I understand why other people like it, but it's not for me. Do you gym? If so often, if no, will you ever? Yes, I do. And I actually had to take some crappy-ass medicine last year. Found it caused me to gain almost 20 pounds. I'm in the process of... And I've lost 18 of them. So... And I will continue to go to the gym after. I've been going to the gym since I was 16. I used to be this height and 103 pounds. You can imagine how unhealthy that was. That sucked. As well as the bullying that comes along with it. And once I was in the 130s to 140s at this height, the bullying went away. But yeah, I still go to the gym because, again, spending over into a microscope all day does not do wonders for your physique. But I still look like crap. The gym will never make you more handsome. At least me. Let's see. When you received your first electric motor for your bike, did you grease it with better grease? Nope. Although I did kill my nylon gear within a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I did wind up using another grease. But not to make it better, I did that because I killed it. Can you say something that you like about Apple? I like how they have taste, to some extent. So for example, they were one of the first companies to decide, hey, not only are we not going to give everybody a crappy screen with their computer, even our cheapest MacBook Pro is going to come with some 2560 by whatever Retina screen in 2012, when virtually no vendors were doing it. Some were doing it. Most were not. And not only is it going to have high resolution, but it's also going to look good. Now, granted, it's going to be glossy, but it's actually going to be a screen that has some decent color, and it's going to good black levels, all that good stuff. SSDs. They decided in 2009 or 10, the Air is the model we're looking to sell to most consumers. Listen. We know you want space, and you're used to judging whether a machine is good by space. Fuck you. You don't actually want space. What you want is an SSD. They're not affordable yet. You're going to have to buy an external drive, but you want an SSD. You need an SSD. You don't want your computer taking, fucking 1 to 2 minutes to boot. That's bullshit. And they did it. They were the first company to have the first major company that had the balls to say, our entire lineup, besides this one old piece of shit A1278 that we shouldn't even be selling anyway, is going to come with an SSD. A PCI Express SSD starting in 2013. That's awesome. I mean, even my girlfriend who says, her HP was slow and her Mac wasn't, so she likes her Mac. She doesn't know jack shit about hard drive versus SSD or all that other crap, like most consumers don't. You do because you follow tech. They don't. My middle school teacher made a class specifically about school. He drew a large building, telling us this is where we would be if we didn't do well in school, then drew a small square in the large building, and lectured us. I don't understand. My middle school teacher made a class specifically about school. The large building you'd be in if you didn't do well in school. Yeah, that large building is most likely a company that you're going to work for, or maybe the company that you're going to own someday. That he's not, because he's stuck as a public school teacher berating children while you're stuck being productive. But I mean, just telling all their users, you're getting a 128 gigabyte SSD with your $1,000 computer. I know you want more space, but screw you. I have taste. You don't want a shitty 500 gigabyte, 5400 RPM spinning hard drive. You want a 100 gigabyte PCI Express SSD. And it was taste. It was good taste. Oh, I'm getting trolled in Twitch. GTFO. Anyway, so no, I didn't. Anyway, so it's taste. They have taste in these basic areas where they'll say, we may be charging you out the ass, it may not be durable, blah blah blah, but the screen is gonna look pretty, and when you open an app, it's just gonna open like bam, because we're not using fucking spinning hard drives, which is why I shit on them so hard when the new iMac, the base model, overall, it was like $1,100-$1,200. This piece of shit is coming with a fucking 5,400 RPM. I forget if 5,400 or 7,200. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking hard drive in 2019. It's disgusting. Like, this is why it pisses me off, because that was what made Apple good. This understanding of what people want, what people will value, and then telling, listen, I know you think you should value this. We know that you're actually going to value that. That's what we're going to give you. That seems to be the redeeming quality of Apple. And, taste. And they're losing that. They're definitely losing that. Like other companies, they just they have a very spray and pray mentality when it comes to releasing models. We're going to release 20 or 30 or 40 fucking different laptops, and it's up to you to choose what you want. And most consumers have no idea what the fuck they want or need, so they buy something or they buy a product that is sold in a manner where it's not really ready for prime time, but it's just really cheap. And it's good if you upgrade or tweak a few things, but it's not good otherwise, and the average person buys it not realizing that and says, fuck, this is a terrible experience. Apple sells something where it's like, we're selling less products, but the products we sell, to some extent, they're just going to be good. It doesn't matter which one you buy. They're going to be set to different segments of the market, different people, but it's always going to be good. The goal that they had of that, I can respect that. Do you think laptops are superior to desktops? Do you think Apples are superior to 2x4s? Do you think chairs are superior to cars? Do you think speakers are better than projectors? People still use hard drives. I hope they're not using them to boot from. I stopped booting from hard drives in 2011. When I use a machine that has a hard drive that uses the boot drive, it feels like the computer's broken. I can't go back to that ever again. No, not happening. No. And don't you tell me that shit with, you have to get a good drive like a Western Digital Black or something that's fast. No, it's not. Or a solid-state hybrid drive. No. SSD or death. Sweatpants or shorts? Neither. I do not wear the devil's pants. I wear long pants. No, I don't know why. My dad and I just never wear shorts. He fixed my LG G5. I miss replaceable batteries. Data recovery only. Is that my headset? Did I forget to charge it? Am I being promoted to a customer? Is that my headset? This is my headset. This has a little windscreen on it. It's actually a useless windscreen, but it's a windscreen. What's your stance on ISP data caps? 1 terabyte data cap. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But again, how much are you paying for your internet? Is there an option to pay a little bit more to get around the data cap? Was there a problem with bandwidth overusage before the data cap? Again, if you say that you're paying $30 a month for internet and they're giving you a terabyte cap, I pay $409 a month for internet. You put a cap on that and I'm rioting outside the Spectrum building. I had teachers tell me I wouldn't achieve anything in life. I'm now an electronics technician for Rolls-Royce Aero. Be what you want to be. That is the mindset to success. Yeah, don't listen to your teachers. Please don't listen to your teachers when they say that shit. How do you become so computer literate? Family or personal experience? I'm not really computer literate. I'm a computer noob. I had to pay somebody to help me with PFSense last week. I'm going to pay them again to help me with it this week. I'm not computer literate. I'm a janitor. Clean up in aisle 1. It's just instead of a mop and Pine Sol, I used Flux and a hot air station, This is my mop. This is my Mr. Clean. What's your education? My education is I passed high school with a 72 average, and I failed out of college once and dropped out twice. Why do you blink so often? I was born with a crappy nervous system, I suppose. I have a lot of strange little tics like that. Not much I can do about it, though. I do think it's interesting that I have a terrible nervous system, yet for some reason what I have become, I hate the F word, but what I've become famous for is working on tiny little items under a microscope and teaching people how to do it. It's very strange. I can't hang a painting straight. I can't hang a mirror on the wall and have it be straight. I remember having a 3 to 4 hour long argument with someone I was dating over the fact that I couldn't hang something straight. I actually wound up hanging it straight, though. I just said I probably wouldn't be able to. But I did. But it was still a 4 hour argument because dating. But not dating anymore. Thank God. But I can't put a fucking painting up straight. But it's weird how it translates. Like, I can't put the chip on straight to save my life. But the chip is this tiny. And the mirror is this big. So I get it. I'm off by maybe 10 degrees in the mirror that's this big. But I'm also off by 10 degrees in the chip that's this big. It's weird. It's weird. What's your opinion on kale? I'm not a big fan of kale. What's your secret to getting all the ladies? I don't have any. I'm not a ladies' man. I'm the wrong person to ask about that stuff. If you want to learn how to get fan spin, what do you need ladies for when you have fan spin anyway? I have fan spin. PC Doodle funded $2. Thank you very much, PC Doodle. Which version of MacBook is your favorite? The ThinkPad P50 MacBook. Where's reputable source for MacBook batteries? Can't find one for my MacBook. We may sell them eventually at some point in the future. ProTech Restore. Check out protechrestore.com. ProTech Restore. Check them out. Your mileage may vary. You're a janitor. Indeed I am. I am a janitor. This is my Pine Sol. Amtech Flux. What do you use for overlaying super chats? I use streamlabs.com. What do I need to restore audio amplifiers properly and safely? Well, the first thing you need is a brain. Then the second thing you're going to need are parts. What I like is I actually have the Sencor transistor tester. Oh, man. I'm going to look like a grandpa right now. Do I still have this thing here? Are you still on? And then you're going to want to test you're going to want to make sure that your transistors all have a similar beta value so that they're matched. This is one of the things that those TV repair shops would always suck at doing. Crap, do I not have my Sencor transistor tester? I'm going to cry if that thing wound up getting thrown away. That had so much sentimental value. I had that thing for like 14, 15 years. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Maybe I threw it away. That would suck. But I had a Sencor transistor tester. One of the things you want to do is make sure that your transistors are matched. So if you've got 3 of them lifting at the same time, or 3 of them working, you don't want to have them not matched, because if one's working harder than the other and all that stuff, it's bad. You wind up blowing the entire set. So don't be like the shitty TV repair shops that claim they fix hi-fis that wouldn't match the beta value of the transistors. I had a Sencor transistor tester. It was awesome. I love that machine. What do you think of the state of Apple currently? I think I've answered that about 3 or 5 times, so unfortunately not able to answer that, because that's a really open-ended question that doesn't have specifics, so it could go on forever. Would you arrange a meetup with fans that will include petting BlackBerry? No. Nobody gets to pet BlackBerry besides me. Nobody pets BlackBerry. Hi. How are you? There's people outside and they're waving at me. Do you think Ubuntu is safe? If you wear a condom, you should be fine. Ever been to Houston? I have not been to Houston. Let's see. What's the most ridiculous odd computer somebody had you fix? Machine that somebody peed on. That's nasty. What keeps you motivated? I have a purpose. Having a purpose. You need to have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you become nihilistic, depressed, and bad things happen. So I know you think TV repair isn't profitable, but it has been for us. We use a similar flat rate pricing system like your MacBook repairs, hardwareandrepairs.com/TV repair. If it isn't fixing, the alternative is an affiliate link. See you at LTX. I will not be making it to LTX this year, actually, for 2 reasons. And this sucks. This is why I said I will maybe going. So A, I had to let go of several employees, which means that I am going to have to do their job. It was a long and arduous process of going back and forth, trying to set an expectation that wasn't met. So I will have to be here. The second thing is the apparent somewhat nickel and diming when it came to the trip. So when I went to LTX last year, I paid my own airfare. I didn't go to, I went to, Linus asked if I wanted to do this iMac video or something. So I said, fine, whatever, it may be interesting because, I'm going to be going on vacation anyway with my girlfriend. So I paid my airfare, I paid my hotel, I paid for my food, all that stuff. And they asked if I wanted to go to LTX. So, well, all right, fine. And it was kind of interesting. There were a surprising amount of people that knew me there that were like, it was weird because, as many of you know, I'm not exactly a big fan of people flocking up to me. It's just, even when just one person comes into my store and is like, oh my God, I watch your stuff. It's weird. Hello from Hong Kong. Hello. So they asked if I wanted to go this year. I'm like, sure, fine, I'll go. I may, let me just see what my schedule is like. And fuck, somebody's staring at me. I said, I'll see what my schedule is like, and we'll go from there. And I said, okay, let's do it. And they said, great. And so give me your information. And I said, yeah, my girlfriend may be flying out as well with me. I'm going to be taking maybe 2 or 3 days off business. So what are you covering? So they said, we'll cover, we can cover your plane ride, but we can't cover hers. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I own a business. If I leave my business, I'm kind of giving up a few $1,000s. I'm going to be leaving for like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to your event for free. You're charging a lot of money for tickets to this event. Like last year, I think it was like $300 or $500 to be able to have dinner with Linus. I'm going to be going there for free. You're going to kind of be able to advertise that I'm there for free. You're charging people to go to the event. You're nickel and diming me about my +1. How about I don't go to your event? That really put a bad taste in my mouth. Because that's the thing. If Tim Herman said, I'm having an event. Tim Herman has like a few hundred, maybe 1,000 subscribers. He started a business from shit. If he has an event and he's just, like a small get-together kind of thing, I'll go. If you're charging people like 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 or $500 for tickets, and you want me to travel and you want me to leave my business to go to your event for free, I'll even do that. But then when you say that not only do I have to do that, but I have to pay for my girlfriend to go, or I have to choose to not have her show up when I have to choose to essentially leave the people that I care about to go to your event, and you're not even willing to pay for the fucking plane ticket. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, just get the fuck out of here. I'm not going LTX. Fuck that shit. That pissed me off. That actually, and the thing is, it probably wouldn't have pissed me off as much if I didn't pay my own way last year, but it's like, you're not even paying for a second ticket. Because you didn't pay for my ticket the last time. I don't know. That just kind of pissed me off. It's different if like Paul Daniels said, hey, would you mind coming to my event? I'm trying to arrange a get together. I can't afford to pay for this, that, or the other. I get that. You had at least fucking 1,000 people there at this event last year that all paid out the ass to get there. Yeah, if you want me to show up, you're paying for my +1. And if you don't want to do that, then get the fuck out of here. I have a business to run. That's the thing. It's weird. I have a business to run. I'm not like I do this AMA because a lot of people recommended it and they thought it would be fun. But for the most part, I spend my day. I get here maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. I start shipping stuff. 12 o'clock I deal with customers from maybe like 2 to 5 during the lull in the day. I'll fix boards. 5 to 8 deal with customers. 8 to 11 or 8 to 12 or 8 to 2 in the morning, as you often see. I'll be here fixing boards and streaming fixing boards. But like I'm not a content creator. I am a business owner and technician that just so happens to stream his job. So if I'm leaving my job, there has to be a good reason that I'm leaving my business. And I don't know. If somebody says, listen, we'd like you to leave your business. We'd like you to leave the money you'd make at our business so that you could come be at our event, which we're making good amounts of money and charging people to show up at. And we know you would have spent that weekend with your girlfriend, but you're not going to get to spend that weekend with your girlfriend because we're only going to pay the ticket for you to show up, and we're not even going to pay you to show up at the event. It's like, just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what is this shit? This reminds me of all these bars that used to say, you know, we're in it for the exposure. You know, we'd like, just do it for the exposure. My friend Jake Palumbo has this amazing song. I like Jake. He's one of my best friends. And then one of the things it was, can I bring it to the deli and cash it in for a sandwich? And I asked that when it comes to any sort of event or something like that. Like, can I take what you're offering me to the deli and cash it in for a sandwich? And I like Linus. Like, Linus is a nice guy. Anytime that I've spoken to him in person, he's been a nice guy. Anytime that I've met him, nice guy. But business is business. And I'm not, like, yeah. Yeah. I love that you love what you do, but your work ethic makes me feel lazy. Well, the language that you use is a big part of it. So you said it makes me feel lazy. Rather than saying I feel lazy, you should say, I'm feeling this way. What can I do about it? So I feel lazy. What can I do about it? Not I feel lazy, Because most people stop in the middle. You know, it's supposed to be a complete thing. Like, I feel jealous. Then you go, why do I feel jealous? And what can I do with that? I feel jealous. Why do I feel jealous? Well, that place seems to have their stuff together and I don't. What can I do about that? Maybe I could figure out a plan to become more organized. And I can come up with maybe a plan of each day, something I can make a little bit more organized, or ask somebody tomorrow, what can I do to get more organized if I don't know? And so you turn your feelings into actions that way, rather than just them being feelings. And that's one of the things that I was learning from that book, The Mind-Body Code, How the Mind Wounds and Heals the Body. I think it's an excellent book, and I think that you should all check it out. It's a very, very good book. Just like Gym Camp Start With No, I felt like I woke up to something that I should have known my entire life that would have made my life easier when I read that book, Start With No by Jim Camp. Amazing book. And when I started reading this book, I felt like I woke up to another set of things that would have helped me a lot early on that I didn't, that wasn't available. Let's see. Experiences selling on eBay and Amazon. Awful experiences selling on eBay and Amazon. So let's see, eBay, Amazon, Rossmann Group. Let's see what we have here. Why we stopped selling on eBay and Amazon. For some reason, I can only find this on archive.org, which is lame. I got to figure out if I fucked up or unlisted something by accident. But this is a video that's important. Maybe you find it on Vimeo. This video over here, why we stopped selling on eBay and Amazon and why you should too. Watch this video. I'm going to get another question before, and I'm already 10 minutes behind on chat. I'm at 11:02. But you should check out that video to see what I think of selling on eBay and Amazon. It's going to be helpful for you. How about Lenovo Legion laptops? Again, anything other than the ThinkPad line is pretty. The high-end ThinkPad is going to be as shit as every other company. All of that stuff is cheaply put together, no durability, junk in my opinion. Why were you shy when you met Linus? I don't. It's really like if I ask a question, he answers. I ask a question, he answers. He asks a question, I answer. Like if you edit things together in a certain way, it'll look like that. I don't really like meeting people in general. I don't know. That's why one of the things I like doing are live streams. Like I like doing live streams with Jessa. I've done many with her because it's natural. I don't know. When it comes to scripted content, we're gonna do this here, then we're gonna do this here, then we're gonna do this here, then we're gonna do this here, and move the camera over here to try to get this. It's just, I don't know. I'm not made for it. That's why I say I'm not a content creator by profession. I'm a strange person, really. Would you arrange a meetup for fans, which would include petting BlackBerry? No. No petting BlackBerry. No petting BlackBerry! Get the fuck out of my store. Are you still doing on-site stuff like GeoVision, NVRs, IP cameras? No. People want the cameras for free, man. You know how many people would say, like, we want a 16-camera system and the ability to have it in 3K to 4K and be able to see it from my phone for 500 installs? No. Nope. Done with that shit. Let somebody else try that. Let somebody else make that work. Why Bafang and not a quality e-bike like Radbike? I like my Bafang. How dare you call my Bafang low quality? Just because they use a shitty controller that kills the motors and the pinions that you have to throw out if you plan to actually use it for longer than a month. Let's get rid of the stock controller. Depressed nihilists serve a purpose as a warning to others. There is an argument to be made that certain people do have a purpose in life, which is to serve as a warning to others, but I don't think that your purpose in life should be as a warning to others. I think your purpose in life should be something else. That's the lowest common denominator of a purpose, and you don't want to be stuck with that. Is New York-style Italian pizza better? Or Italian pizza better? No, it's not. I don't eat pizza anymore, but when I did, I've traveled many places in the country, and the people that say that New York pizza is the best, fucking no, it's not. For every one good pizza place in New York, there's like 30 of them that suck. Maddox has an excellent video on this. Check out Maddox's video on New York pizza. He's entirely 110% correct. I miss Maddox. I haven't read his stuff in a long time. The greatest page in the universe. Okay. Would it be different if you were a content creator? I would think so, because there was content potential, right? Well, yeah, you know, if the goal of life is to create content, then of course you go to an event that's just about nothing but creating content and exposure. For me, I'm really about fixing stuff, business. This like, again, I had 10 employees to manage, growing business, etc. Running a store, running an online store. There's a lot of business things that I have to deal with. Like, this business is not the business of content creation. It is a business that just so happens at the end of the day to have one of the jackasses in it put up a camera, but that's not the entire. My business is not a business of content creation. Have you heard of the show The Expanse? And if so, any opinions on it? I've never heard of that. I have not watched television in a really long time, to be honest with you. Are AliExpress A1707 displays any good? Some of them are good. Some of them are going to have serious issues when it comes to color calibration, and I have not yet done the research to figure out why that is. Were you a fan of Ross Perot? No, I was not, and you need to spell that were without an H. Where is Ross Perot? I have lost him. That's where with an H. Were you with Ross Perot last night? That's W-E-R-E. Why so serious? You know, I dated a woman last year that would ask that on a regular basis for about 3 weeks. It got really boring. I hope you're not that woman. Is that you? Are you trolling me? How do you clean your trackball? Hi cleans it, but Hi messes it up. He said he cleaned it, but it doesn't work. Then again, he said the Stream Deck would work, and it doesn't work. Rip Hi. What about Erica? Erica can't pet Blackberry? Erica may be allowed to pet Blackberry. Erica is the only person that I would allow to pet little Blackberry, but she doesn't want to. She pets Oreo, the ugly kitten. This YouTube chat app really sucks. It keeps scrolling me away from where I'm reading. Absolutely maddening. Exposure does not pay the bills. Indeed it does not. Business pays the bills. Do super chats bring in more revenue for you than the ad revenue on your videos? Do super chats bring in more revenue for you than the ad revenue? The last Ask Me Anything I did made about almost what I would usually make in a month from normal ads. The thing is, I have a tech-savvy audience, so you know this is a channel about repairing technology. People who are tech-savvy typically put ad block on. People who put ad block on typically do not view YouTube ads, therefore low revenue. Let's see. When you visited Wisconsin, what city did you visit? I visited Brookfield, Wisconsin, and I also visited some place. I visited this place with this company in BedTech. I forget where they are now. I forget where it is, but it was whatever city has in BedTech. Have you ever been to Thompson Square Bagels? I have not. What are the logistics of going to Linus for a video? Does he pay for the flight and the hotel room? Is it a mutual agreement that you both get vids and you both pay for the trip? I did not get paid for the last one. I was like planning to go on vacation anyway, so I figured, fuck it, I'll take a vacation to Canada. But when I went last year, I did not get paid for airfare, hotel, or any of that stuff. Which again is fine. It's just like I don't mind it. It's just, you know, if you ask me to show up again, when I showed up the first time on good faith for free, kind of a kick in the dick when you say, yeah, not only are you not getting paid what we're getting paid for the event, but we're not gonna pay for your +1 to be here. Like, not only do you have to spend the week smiling at fans, but you have to spend the week smiling at fans for free alone. Yay! That's exactly what I want. How long do you want to live in New York City? Until my lease is up, and then after that, I will get the fuck out of here. I will live in New York as long as I have a reason to. The moment I don't have a good reason to, I am getting the fuck out of here. There are a lot of people that move here when they don't really have a life goal that requires they be here, and that is what I criticize, because I don't think that you need to be in New York City to make money or be happy. I just so happen to have struck gold at a business where I do something that I enjoy. I service customers who need what I need, who need what I do, and I can pay my 10 employees and everything here. But that does not mean that the moment that goes away that I would stay here. John Doe again, would you be willing to give The Expanse a try? It's the smartest show I've ever seen. I feel you enjoy it. I would, but I'm probably going to forget it 5 seconds after that. I will check it out. I don't watch a lot of fiction, to be honest with you. I have so much non-fiction to catch up on. Want you to be aware that the Samsung 860 QVO is backward compatible to 1.5 SATA 1 and 3 SATA 2. Are people putting SSDs into machines that have SATA 1? My God. I could see people doing that. But, do you think Trump is going to win in 2020? No. I thought he was, because a lot of the people running seem to be out of their mind. But then you have people like Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang that actually seem to be sane. If somebody's assaulted that shouldn't be assaulted, they'll say that's kind of wrong, instead of just ignoring it, because, well, ignoring it means you're supporting the people that probably support you, or that probably support the people that support the people that support you. It's like they're people that, you watch the Joe Rogan or Ben Shapiro show with Andrew Yang, and I don't agree with all his policies, but he seems like a level-headed guy, not crazy, which is great. And Trump recently went off on Fox because they hired somebody that he didn't like. Again, I'm not a fan of that particular individual they hired, but like, you're going off on the one network that slobbers on you on a regular basis. I mean, that's a little unhinged. That's going a little too far. So that was the moment, remember, when I read that I thought, you lost 2020. I remember thinking, you won 2016 when I first heard him reply to Megyn Kelly about political correctness, and when I saw him start bitching about Fox News. OMG. You have no right to bitch about Fox News. Get the fuck out of here. That was when I figured you lost 2020. I could be wrong. Again, that was just one of those snap decisions. This one interesting book by Malcolm Gladwell called Blink. It talks about how the part of the brain that makes snap decisions is actually very, very complex in contrast to what people think it is, compared to the part that makes really long drawn out decisions. How many hours of sleep do you get per day? Between 5 and 7. Somewhere between 4 and 7, maybe. But yeah, when I saw that, I figured, you lost. You're a little unhinged there, man. Why does everyone want to touch Lewis's cat? Because they're sick. They're sick bastards! I have a MacBook Air, help me fix error 1005F. That I can't do because I've never heard of error 1005F. I didn't think that exists. Have you ever had an ulcer? No, but I've had a lot of stress before. Big fan of your channel. I'd love to talk to you about free software as a means of tackling planned obsolescence. Also, fuck Apple. Indeed, fuck Apple. Free software is going to have to offer all the benefits of the paid and closed source software before people decide to stop using things like Apple. That's a long time. If Lewis is ever going to use Linux again, he needs to research what's available first. I'd use Ubuntu, but advise him against something else due to changes they're about to roll out. Watch a Trump rally. No thank you. I don't wish to watch a Trump rally. I don't actually wish to watch anybody's rally, really. Because, no thanks. I'd rather listen to exchanges of ideas, or I'd rather listen to I could listen to a politician talk to Joe Rogan for 2 or 3 hours. I don't really want to watch their rally. I want to hear a discussion. I don't want to hear pandering. What am I missing here? How much extra do you think people would pay for a product with published schematics and parts you can buy? I don't think people would pay any extra for it, honestly. That's the thing. You'd have to make it cool for another reason. There is, I think, broadcast facilities and studios and professionals would. The average consumer wouldn't care. You'd have to make it something that matters first. And that's what I'm trying to do with everything I'm releasing here. I'm trying to make people realize that that matters. In the current climate, I don't think that you would be able to get more money for it. But I'm hoping that 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 years down the road, that we change the culture back to the way it was 70, 80, 90 years ago in that regard, to where people actually cared about repairability or seeing stuff in the, or, you know, being able to open something and just seeing a schematic in the back of it. That's going to be a while, but I'd like to see the culture, you know, again, I'm not saying that everything should go back to the way it was 50 or 70 years ago, but I think that certain aspects of the culture 50, 70 years ago are better, and we can combine those with a lot of the aspects of the culture that are better today to, you know, improve things for the future. Where would you recommend for a new A1707 display? I don't know. That's a crapshoot, really. Subscribed to your channel a while ago, but I don't know what your channel is about. Mind giving me a quick rundown? This channel is where a sleepless business owner rants about crap at the end of the day and shows what he's doing in a very boring fashion. And we're supposed to not amass more than 300 subscribers, but because people are strange and algorithms do things, has 850,000. Use an audio interface for your mic setup. No, this is going straight into my Sony NEX EA50. My NEX EA50 has an HDMI out to a Magewell capture card, so the audio is done that way. I just want you to know that frequently when I go to the bathroom, I think about the video where you talk about wiping with soap and water, and I shudder at the thought. I shudder at the thought of you having an asshole with dried up shit in it. Ew! Also, opinion on Lenovo Legion laptops. I think they're trash. I like Lenovo's ThinkPads. I don't like Lenovo's Legions. I am not a fanboy. I think that machine is made like shit, and that's that. Have I ever tried to contact you again? No. Do you plan on leaving New York City at some point? Eventually. Yes, I do. Probably when my lease is up in 2023. Thanks for all the help, Lewis. I'm new to this and I learned quite a bit watching your channel. That's awesome. Big for your channel, I got 2 questions for you. To use a VPN, which VPN do you recommend? What, if any, VPN do you like? Private internet access seems like a good one, but you're honestly asking the wrong person, because I have not done the research into why I should value one VPN over another and which one offers the best service. So, again, I like private internet access as one, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to VPNs. So you probably shouldn't listen to me. Thank you very much to Richard Meyer for the $5. That's very kind of you. Chris, thank you for the $2. Stephen Inman, thank you for the $2. Here's for having an ad blocker on. Thank you. Abby Sings is a big fan of you. Oh, thank you for the 5. I think I'm behind on comments again. Andrew Yang, yes, give me the $1,000. That's the thing. I'm not for a universal basic income. I'm just for the way that he forms the ideas and the way that he expresses himself, which is... I'm not for every... But, like, some of his ideas I like. So, for example, the one where it said, when you put a new law on the books, you have to say... Or a new regulation. You need to revisit that regulation in the future. It's mandatory to revisit that regulation to see if we really need it so that we don't have large law books. And also to figure out, has it done what we intended it to do? Has it stopped doing what we intended it to do? Is it being misused? Like, there's a lot of common sense stuff there. There's also a lot of stuff in the platform that I don't like. Like, you know, subsidizing of media. Or the basic income stuff. But I like the way that he formulates the ideas. There's the process that he's using. It shows me that he's thinking, and he's also not being a lunatic, which is kind of interesting. I still would have preferred... I'm still stuck in 2008, voting for Ron Paul, but that's a pipe dream that will never happen. Merch idea. Do you remember the red easy button in Staples office supply commercials that would say that was easy when clicked? How about having one of those made with your logo on it that says, F Apple every time it's pressed? I like that. Every time you hit it, you'll have another one of our employees saying, fuck Apple. Maybe we could record fans saying fuck Apple and put it into it, and we can actually make the button upgradable so that when you plug it in, it updates itself and it gets new recordings of fuck Apple by other subscribers. That would be something else. You have more subscribers than Dave Jones from EV Blog. What do you make of this fact? Dave Jones is a professional, educated engineer that educates people on important topics. I'm a jackass that puts too much flux on stuff, throws hot air on it, and yells, fuck Apple. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. Dave Jones deserves and has earned. He's earned and deserves more subscribers than I have. He's earned and deserves more views than I have. He's earned and deserves more respect than I have. But again, life is not fair. Life is not fair. I don't know what to say. Do you have advice for someone buying a new desktop machine? Buy the one that suits your needs. The only way to get a question noticed and answered by Lewis by super chatting paying. No, you have to get everybody else to stop typing so fast so I can actually read the normal chat. What's your favorite anime girl? Katya Kessin. Katya Kessin. They have a giant market in Denver, Colorado, I think. I nominate Lewis for the 47th president. Hell no. Yeah, that's a great job. Where 50 to 100 million people hate your guts for just no. No. Hell no. Hell no. You should do a collaboration with Strange Parts. I think you have to kind of enjoy meeting people in order to enjoy collaborations. And one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of collaborations is because I don't get that natural sense of joy from meeting new people. Like if I had a choice between going out to a party or sitting home, listening to Moody Blues, Days Past, in front of my Vandersteens, petting my kitty, eating my apple and cinnamon oatmeal that no longer uses apple, I'd choose the latter. I just don't get much out of it. Now, oh my god, it's Jason from the 20 lightning bolts. Thank you very much for the lightning bolts. 20 lightning bolts. You know, if Jessa was visiting and we fixed something together, I don't see that as a collaboration. I see that as I stream my regular life. I stream myself at work. Jessa showed up to my work, so I streamed it. But I don't, you know, the whole idea of making planned content is just not something that I do much of. I don't know, it's not me. Can you teach EV Blog how to make money in live chats? Nope. He's a professional content creator. He knows what he's doing. I am not. I open YouTube to make sure volume is turned off before going to the toilet, and now I know I'm watching your stream. What's the best Broadway show you've seen that is currently running? They're not currently running. The best Broadway show I've ever seen was Paramore with Ruby Lewis. You know, if I was still Roy Hendricks's intern, if I didn't quit Avatar in 2008, I would have been there in 2016 when Roy Hendrickson recorded the soundtrack with Ruby Lewis in it. Ugh! It would have been worth working minimum wage for 8 years for that. What brand of wireless microphone are you using and why? I'm using a DPA 4066 or DPA 4065 because DPA makes the best omnidirectional mics that go near your mouth. And they have the most natural sound to me. I do a little bit of equalizing and compression so that if I scream it doesn't distort your speakers terribly. But they make good sounding stuff, and then I use a Sennheiser wireless pack because it works well. How'd you get into repairing? I wanted to make money when I was younger. You do stand up with an Apple bashing theme. For that you'd have to be funny, and I'm not really funny. Don't ask Linus about VPNs, he's a total PIA shill. See, I use PIA because somebody in a stream said that I trusted said you should try this one out. I think they're good. I didn't. I don't. Yeah. Don't listen to my recommendations for a VPN. Don't. Don't. Listen to my recommendations for a hot air station. My recommendations for fixing tools, sure. For stuff that I know about, yes. For stuff I don't know about, no. Favorite thing to do when not working: listening to Moody Blues' Days Past album on Vandersteen 3A signatures in my recliner, petting Blackberry, eating my oatmeal. That sounds like a happy life. My dad says there's no point in a president because our country is run by big businesses and lobbyists and shit like that. Well, you gotta change it at some point. What's the... But have you thought I'm putting chat to slow mode? Maybe. I'm sleepy. You seemed uptight working on Linus's iMac. I mean, it was scripted content, you know? It's like one of the things that makes my content what it is when I'm working on it is I'm taking an actual board from the slot. I don't know what's wrong with it most of the time, and then I'm opening it in front of you. Well, it's live. There's no script. It's not prepared. That video was pretty scripted, pretty prepared. And it didn't, it's not like that was going to an end customer. Would you consider moving and partnering with Jessa? No, we would kill each other. I like Jessa. I love Jessa. She's an excellent friend, but we would murder each other if we tried to run a business together. She'd probably win. She probably deadlifts more than me by this point. But really. But, it's not like that iMac did not belong to an end consumer. There wasn't a time limit on it to have it fixed. There wasn't an end customer that was going to smile or frown based on my ability to recover it or not. It's just, it was a video that many people liked, but it was that iMac repair was without a purpose. Also, we were not fixing a board; we were replacing a board. And I didn't really have the documentation I would have needed to fix that board anyway. And fixing that board probably would have made a shit video. Some boards I fix, and they're great videos. Some boards I fix, and it's 2 and 3 hours of me staring at the screen, banging my head against the desk, and it's not entertaining at all. It sucks. It's shitty content. In order for a video, if you say, I guarantee I want to make a video on this specific thing, it has to be planned or scripted to some level so that you know that you're going to get... You have to know what you're expecting ahead of time. And that takes the pizzazz out of it for me. I do videos when something comes up. Like for a week and a half, I haven't posted a board repair video. Why? Because I haven't had anything good. Linus does content as a business. He posts a video every other day. Every other day he has a video. How do you do that? Preparing, scripting, all that kind of stuff. It's not my skill. It's not my interest. Any thoughts on ThinkPad P-Series refresh? No more removable batteries. Oh, well, goodbye Lenovo, I suppose. I haven't seen that. Really? No removable batteries? Nah, you gotta be fucking with me. Let's see. You gotta be making this up. Lenovo ThinkPad P-Series. Hey, it's Erica, someone says. Hello, Erica. You got a good head. It would look great if you shaved it. I'll shave my balls for you. I'll shave my balls just for you, and I'll make sure to include it in a later live stream. How would you approach teaching people who have not been exposed to computers to learn how to fix and build PCs? Building PCs, I really don't care about. I don't give a fuck about building PCs. I hate building PCs so much that the moment I could afford to hire somebody to put it back together, I did. I remember, I'm never going to forget this moment with the receptionist I had at the time, where I had to reassemble something, and she had no idea how to reassemble it, and I said, I fixed it, here, reassemble it, I'm going home. And she goes, I don't know how to reassemble this. And I said, you'll figure it out. You've watched me do it enough times. And then she goes, what if I break it? And I said, if you break it, I'll buy them a new one. I hate assembling shit so much that I was willing to spend $1,200 to buy that person a new one if she messed up putting it back together. I really don't like assembling things. I like fixing boards requires analytical thinking. Assembling a computer is, you know, it's assembly line work. Assembly line work does nothing for me. It's not fun. I get nothing out of building PCs. I really don't. It's assembly line work. It's boring. Once I get fan spin and I see that it works, it's like, get this shit away from me. I don't want to put this back together. Why do men snore when they're sleeping on their backs? I have not snored, ever. So I don't know. Someone asks about his mic so often, DPA should sponsor. I do like DPA mics. They sound good. The problem is that I'm using it in an environment with an air conditioner and loud crap outside, and it probably doesn't sound as good as it should, so I can't imagine them actually paying for a sponsor. But DPA makes really sick products. Hell, I'd have DPA sponsor the stream. I'm not going to have any old random shit company that emails me be a sponsor, but if a company makes good stuff and I use it, sure. How many hours a day do you work on average? Too many. Have you tried the new Impossible Burger? I've tried the old one, not the new one. Because their balls cover their butt when it creates a vacuum. Thank you for the $5, but I have no idea what that means. Any advice on how to get my younger nieces how to repair their own PCs? Not a lot of exposure to technology. I want them to know and enjoy this stuff. Well, you have to give them an incentive, really. You have to, you know, let's say you put something together and you build it and it's able to accomplish something cool. Then they watch that you did something cool and that you're excited about it, and then they want to know what you're doing. You can't put something in front of somebody and say, I'm going to give you this to do. Now you build this, now you plug this into that, now you do that, because that feels like homework. And kids are taught to hate homework from school. Public schools are, for the most part, especially in New York City, a prison system. So the way that you get treated within that prison system is typically garbage. So when you try to follow that structure at home, you're already signaling to the kid that what they're doing is going to suck or be miserable. So you can't do that type of system. Maybe you build a PC in the living room while they're playing with something else, and you're excited about it, and you put something together, and once it's done, it does something really interesting and cool. Not just booting a Windows lets me browse Facebook and play a fucking video game, boring as shit, same as everybody else. It does something that's cool, that's exciting, and then they watch that you've done something cool and exciting, and they want to mimic that. But again, how you get that done is beyond me, because I find building PCs puts me to sleep. Oh my god, it's boring. So boring. Anyway, I was looking at the ThinkPad P series, but let's see. What am I looking? DPA mics, Rotel amps, Vandersteens. I need to make more money. I got my set of Vandersteen Model 2s about 10 years ago for about $370 or $400 used. I'm never going to forget this. There was this one guy that showed up to Progressive Music when we were selling everything. I had this incentive to sell everything very fast because I was getting 50% of all the junk that I sold. So if I sold crap from the studio when they were moving, I got 50% of whatever I sold, which was awesome. And there was this nerdy looking guy that walked in, wanted to buy PA speakers, just really nerdy, hunched over, lame clothing, and you know his name is Mr. Harrington, and he bought these crappy ass PA speakers. And then I remember buying the Vandersteen Model 2s, and we go to this building in the Upper West Side. It's a brownstone. He owns the entire brownstone with multiple floors. We show up. What, if any, entry-level heat guns do you recommend? You should get a quick 861DW. That's a quick 861DW. I don't want to hear complaints about it because that thing's $289, and the HAKKO FR801 that I got for my entry level was fucking $650 and a quarter as powerful. I go to this brownstone. He's got 2 or 3 women in cute dresses that are about 20 years younger than him, drinking wine, laughing, putting their arms around him while this music plays, and they're laughing as they go up the stairs. I'm like, damn! Can't believe that was the nerdy guy. And then he gives me the speakers, and he's like, he says something like, I hope you enjoy these, son. They did me well. And then one of the girls jumps into his arm, and then they walk up the stairs, and I just left the money on the table and took the speakers. But yeah, Vandersteen Model 2s. You can get them for $370 to $400 used. And, strange. I thought that guy was a lame nerd. I'm a bad judge of character. So I'm trying to turn you into a content creator. #resist. I will resist you. Okay, let's see. ThinkPad. Have you fucked up the new ThinkPads? P-Series laptops. Compare P-Series laptops. Has Lenovo destroyed the ThinkPad? Apple has pushed a Silent Mac update to remove hidden Zoom web server. There's a web server that runs when you open your Mac? I did not know that, but I also don't have time to click that because if I click that, I won't have time to look at these P-Series laptops, and there's probably another question that's going to show up a few seconds from now. Okay, let's see. So okay, if I wanted to buy a P52, if I buy a P52 ThinkPad, show me the bottom of the machine. 360-degree tour. Let's check this shit out. These windows are getting in the way. I can't do browser capture for some reason. It's fucking up. Let's see. What happens if I go to browser capture? Browser capture. Firefox. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's a battery. What the fuck are you guys talking about? That's a battery. Right there. Right there. Fake news! Fake news! ThinkPads have removable batteries. GTFO my store. Okay. How much do you think your YouTube and online presence contributes to the growth of your business? It's hard to say. Because that's the thing. On one hand, more people know I exist. On the other hand, when I started this, if I searched on Craigslist, there was one other dude advertising board repair. Now there's like 30 of them. So, I don't know. Did I expand, did I just naturally expand and get larger over time? ThinkPad P53? I haven't, okay, fine. I'll take a look. ThinkPad P53. Did I naturally expand and get larger over time? How are you? You want one? It's free. Yeah, I'll get you a shirt. Oh, somebody walking by actually wanted a shirt. One sec. There you go. Yeah, I can't find these things to... There you go. Have a shirt. Have a shirt.
How much is it?
You can just have it.
Are you serious?
I have to figure out how to add it to the ticket system for you to buy it in person. It's too much work.
Thanks, dude.
Enjoy the shirt.
No fucking way.
That's my cat. That's my cat on the shirt.
Dude, yeah.
He's angry. He's always angry.
You have a big one too. I'm gonna now like that you gave me one. Can I just pay you for another one? 'Cause can I get a large too?
I'll find a large. Yeah, sure. What the hell?
Thank you so.
I actually don't have a way to take this person's money for the online products. Here, what the hell? Here you go.
My friend
A
is
large.
gonna lose his shit over this.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Enjoy.
appreciate it.
Somebody got a shirt. It's the best camera brand for bicycles. Knock off GoPro. Yeah, so when it comes to it expanding my business, I mean, even before I was known on YouTube, I had a growth pattern that was here, then I stayed here for a while, then I stayed here for a while, and then it went up, but I can't really say if YouTube did that. Maybe it would have happened anyway. Maybe it wouldn't have happened anyway. Maybe it would have been better because a bunch of other businesses wouldn't be doing the exact same thing that I am and undercutting me. Who the hell knows? Not sure. There's no way to know that because you have to have a time machine. I have to go back in time and see what would actually happen. Let's see. P53. So ThinkPad P53. Okay, let's take a look. Do we have fake news here? Fake news? Okay, ThinkPad P53. Let's show me what you got. Coming soon. All right. Oh, asshole! Fuck you, Lenovo! Oh! No! Not you! No! No! You fucking fools! Oh my god, you're turning into Apple! You fucking fools! Idiots! Fuck you, Lenovo! You removed the user removable battery, you cunts! Lenovo has shit battery life. You need to have a second battery because the battery life in Lenovo products is trash. They're durable, they're powerful, they don't have the overheating issues, they have a nice keyboard, they have a track point. But the battery life is kind of shit on them. It's kind of shit. Oh man, that hurt. That hurt. That fucking hurt. Man. Wow. Wow. Fuck you, Lenovo. Fuck you. ThinkPad P50 will remain my recommendation for the foreseeable future. That's gonna... Everybody type F. The ThinkPad is dead. The ThinkPad is gone. I have a funny confession to make if Lewis reads this. You want to try you know what? Eh? Eh? What are your thoughts on the new MacBook Air price cuts and the new baseline MacBook Pro? Don't know much about it, actually. The only thing I've heard of is that they may be getting rid of that 12-inch abortion of a computer. That piece of shit. The one that where the CPU just dies for no reason. With one port. No power. Shit keyboard. Oh, man. The rate of dead CPUs on the A1534. What a pile of shit that is. The worst person in the world says ThinkPad P53 $5. You know what? I'm not going to thank you for that. I'm not going to thank you. Fuck you and fuck your donation. You just told me Santa's not real. You realize that, right? Get the fuck out of my stream. I was going along happy in life, thinking that, okay, the ThinkPad's not going to use the best screen, and they have the modernized keyboard and everything, but at least it has a removable battery. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Now I know. Oh, man, you are the worst person in the world, aren't you? You know exactly what you are. Asshole. Figlio de puttana. Did he just give away a free shirt? Yes, I did. So if you buy it on the online store, you can buy it. I never created a way for you to just ring things up normally. I don't have the items matched to QuickBooks. I don't have the items in my POS system. And I don't have a way to sync inventory between the store, online store, and the in-store. I could come up with it, but it's like one person shows up every 2 months wanting to buy something from the online store in the store. And it's 11:52 at night. It's 15 bucks for the t-shirt, but it's like, fuck it. It made them happy. That person's going to be happy from now until the day that they died because I gave them a free t-shirt, so whatever. My girlfriend loves your cats and cats in general. Will you send her a shirt if I cover the cost of shipping? Yes, you can buy it on store.rossmanngroup.com. When my Mac breaks, will you give it a flux bath? Yep, absolutely. And burn it up. Is more your business from in-store drop-offs or mail-ins? In-store drop-offs. I get more mail-in devices, but more of the mail-ins are not fixable because they either went to another repair shop or they found my videos because they were trying to fix it themselves, fucked it up, and then sent it here. Glenn Perez funded $2.99. Thank you to Glenn Perez. Erica said that she's looking for a schematic for her Dymo XL printer, and she looked for a schematic on Google before realizing what she was doing. Erica has a Dymo printer instead of a Zebra printer. I guess that's all we can expect from a Mac user. 2015 MacBook Air DC and cable is super hot. Max fans, no sound. Any ideas? Didn't delay. Order and replace cable for Soda Rossmann the other day. Same thing. You have a bad DC in board. Your cable is really hot because the power line is shorted to ground on the DC in board. So your cable is getting hot because too much power is going through it. What's going to cause too much power to go through it is short to ground. What power rails go through that? PP342 and what else? Think about it. Think about it. Can you help Eli get back on his channel? Eli, I don't know what the fuck Eli is doing. I've never known what the fuck Eli is doing. I don't think Eli knows what Eli is doing. We'll see. YouTube Premium and gave me this for free. Enjoy. Thank you, iReady for Life. You have a wireless transmitter for this mic. I do. I have several because one of them broke and was giving me static in the other stream, so I tried messing with it and I couldn't get it to stop, so I just bought another one a while ago. This is an SK100, and then I have the matching receiver. What cost-efficient Apple product would you recommend for learning Mac OS or iOS with focus on accessibility, used or new? An A1466 2013-14 MacBook Air with an 820-3437 logic board. How much for an in-person hug? Says Yossi. No amount of money will get you that. No amount of money. Henry Crosby lost the case in high court. What do you think about it? I believe the court is wrong in the decision. They have not mentioned you once at all since the sentencing. Okay, so he bought screens from China that said OEM on them. The screens arrived, and the screens had fake Apple logos on a part of the glass that didn't have to be there with fake serial numbers. I don't give a shit what you call your screen. I don't give a shit any of that stuff, but don't put the fake logo there. Don't put a fake logo there. I mean, now, granted, the question there is not. The question there I don't think lies with Henrik. It lies with the fucking person that told him it was an OEM screen and sent him something with fake fucking logos on it. Richard Jack Telecom. That's what I think of that case, and I went over that case in detail. Again, I'm not always 110% on the side of the people in my industry. This is the thing that pisses me off when I watch, while you watch partisan news channels or read partisan articles, is that people are always sympathizing to every single individual on their side, even when they fuck something up terribly. They'll start programming you to dislike the people that are against the people on your side that are wrong, and blah blah blah. You see this happen all the time. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm a right to repair advocate. I am a repair shop. I would want to side with people in my industry, but why the fuck did Jack Telecom? What benefit? What is the point of putting a fake Apple logo on the screen after you refurbish it? So let's say it was an OEM LCD, and you refurbished it with a new glass, and you put a new touchscreen and all that other stuff. That's fine. Why do you have to insert a fake fucking logo where it doesn't belong? I actually get Apple's point there. I think that Apple are cunts for not selling parts. I think they're cunts for making devices difficult to service. I think they're cunts for trying to close up every single legitimate part of the supply chain. Don't get me wrong. They have quite a bit of culpability. But I can't ask them to stop being cunts if we don't stop being cunts in our own industry. It's in-fucking defensible that Jack Telecom is putting fake logos on shit and then selling it as OEM to people in America or Europe. That's lame. It doesn't have to be done. We wouldn't be talking about this case if that wasn't done. Now, there are other cases that I'm involved in right now that I'm not allowed to talk about. You're really taking a selfie in front of a bus stop. I'm fucking speechless. But anyway, the last bit of innocence stolen by Lenovo. There's a case I'm involved in right now where they're claiming something is counterfeit that actually fucking isn't counterfeit. Not them, the government. It's not counterfeit. It's not even remotely counterfeit. It's 110% original, and they're trying to fuck somebody over it. That's a case where, I'll happily put effort and time into explaining why that's bullshit. I examined the parts. I opened them myself and went over every single little bit of this thing. It's original. and they're claiming it's not, when that's just complete fucking horseshit. But I can't expect people to believe me or trust me when I'm correct if when I'm wrong or when someone in my industry has done something bad, I just say, well, overlook this because that person bad. Apple bad. Yeah, I know somebody in our business. What, do I not give them moral agency? Is there no moral agency to be given to Jack Telecom for deciding when we refurbish this part, we are going to have our factory or our the company that's making it for us stamp a fake Apple logo on it? Like, no, you don't have to do that. You could have sold the part. It would have had the same fucking value without that on there. And I got contacted by quite a few people saying, well, there are repair shops that demand it be on there, and they won't, so that's why we do it. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. I went to CTIA. I've been in this business for 10 fucking years. Don't you pull that line of bullshit that American or European repair shop owners demand a fake Apple logo be on a flex cable or they won't take it. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You're doing that so that when you want to sell them in China, a place where nobody cares about copyright and trademark law, you can get away with pretending it's the original when it's not, where you can misrepresent it. There. Don't pretend this is about American and European repair shop owners, because they don't care. But anyway, I went over my thoughts. I did 3 follow-up videos where I went over all my thoughts in the Henrik case, and you are welcome to look through that video yourself if you're interested. So let me just see if I can find that on YouTube. Actually, you can find it. If you just go through my recent videos. You can find it. If you really want to find it, you'll find it. Yeah, I think Henrik got fucked. He got fucked in the ass. But he didn't get fucked for the reasons you think he was fucked. He got fucked by Apple a little bit. He got fucked by Jack Telecom a lot. And he got fucked by the industry in general. But he did what he did the best possible thing. He went to a vendor and said, what's your that was trusted, Jack Telecom. He said, what's your highest quality screen? He asked them for their highest quality screen. He paid for their highest quality screen so that he could continue providing good parts for his customers. Henrik did everything you're supposed to do as a 5-star repair shop in his field. And he got fucked. I feel genuine sympathy for him. But I'm not going to use this as a reason to place blame 100% where the blame does not belong to be 100%. The court also sentenced him to pay $600 in licensing to Apple as around $13,000 for expenses for Apple. Yeah, and I think that Jack Telecom should not get a dime of American or European money until they decide to pay his fees. You can't hold Jack Telecom liable because they're in China. You can't hold them legally liable. It's not going to happen. They don't care about copyright and trademark and all that stuff there. What we can do as an industry is say, listen, yeah, you know that $20,000 order I was going to place with you? You know that $100,000 order I was going to place with you? I'll place that order once you pay Henrik's legal fees for that bullshit you pulled on. That's what I think. And, you know, that's what I think that would be a way to go about making this right. Henrik didn't ask for a fake logo to be on the product. Biggest donation on live feed. I think somebody once gave $900, and that made me almost shit my pants because I don't deserve donations of $900 or $800 or $100 or $2 or $1 or even 50 cents really. I don't know why people do it, but thank you. You can use the Quick for large BGAs, either with a preheater or not. I would use it for an SMC. You may be able to use it for a large chip, but I just wouldn't recommend it. Paul says you can, but again, it doesn't mean I would recommend it. Thanks for the free knowledge. Says us, Tego Electric. Thank you very much for the free $2. What's your online store website? Store.rossmanngroup.com. What was your first car? A Bafang BBS HD. I'm a truck driver, and I often wind up around Connecticut and Jersey. If it can be winged, could I buy you dinner? You wouldn't want to buy me dinner. I'm bad dinner conversation. I'm very picky with food, and for the most part, I'm an asshole. You think I'm joking, but you meet me in person, you'll realize it. But thank you for the offer. Those shirts are also limited edition. They're limited because A, I forgot the vendor I bought them from. B, I lost a picture of with the design. And C, yeah, I forgot where I bought them from. I forgot the vendor, and I don't have the picture of the design anymore. So when those sell out, I'm not bullshitting with limited edition. This isn't some, like, we're purposely creating scarcity thing. This is a I'm a crappy content creator and merchandiser that has no idea where he bought his shirts from, so when those run out, there are no more shirts. Digital or analog audio or why? I don't know. Studer A800 versus DigiDesign 888. I'll take the Studer A800. Record player versus Lavery digital to analog converter. I'll take the Lavery. What pisses me off when people do analog versus digital is they tend to compare $150,000 analog to $1,000 digital and then say digital sucks. Wanted to say as an engineering student, I appreciate anyone, including you, creating videos for free that help people educate themselves. Thank you very much to Yami Yugi. I doubt he will read questions in all caps. Damn straight, on principle. He always says he's a jerk, I still don't see it. And you date me. That's interesting. Lewis, it's tomorrow, go home. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. How's your girl, Lewis? I haven't been following much these past few months, expecting a daughter any day now. She's doing well and awesome. I'm really happy for you and your new family member. What do you think of Chinese low-price rebelling stations? Shit! Henrik has to pay $6,500 to pay Apple's court, but the court said they wanted $25,000 at first. Both was agreed that he only had to pay $6,500 for court case and $500 Apple, $7,000 in total. Yep. Once Jack Telecom not only pays for the screens that were taken, but his time and all the bills. I'll recommend people buy from Jack Telecom again. That's on them. And again, you can't hold them legally liable. You can hold them socially liable because they want to make money by selling screens. And they buy screens from us. You know, one of the things that I think would be really cool to start, I really hate using the U word. I've never had good experience with the U word. But it would be kind of cool to have some sort of union for repair shops. Because we're a very decentralized kind of business. Everybody has their own policies. Everybody does their own thing. But I think it would be really cool to have some sort of union where we can say things like, hey, this guy got fucked by a vendor. And this vendor is doing this kind of scummy thing that vendors probably shouldn't really be doing and we should be against it. And they fucked him over. So all of us together should decide we're not going to buy from that vendor until they decide that they're going to change that. I think that would be a cool thing. Because, right now, any of these vendors can really just run a train on any of us, as Project Pat would have said. And there's not really much that we can do. But there are things that we could do if there was actually a group of us. I think it could be a cool idea. Or it could be a terrible, terrible, god-awful shit idea. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I have much confidence in that idea, but it would be an interesting thing to explore. I would want to explore the idea of a repair shop, I don't know, some sort of trade organization or something for people who are in the business we're in. But the thing is, you probably would not be able to get people to agree on terms. Just basic shit, like don't reflow a dead fucking GPU and bill your customer. We'd have to be able to get people to agree to be civil. And that's hard, and there'd be a lot of pushback against that. But, some basic stuff just to show that you don't want to screw people. I don't really know how that would go, but it's something I would be interested in exploring. I was looking for my headphones. I think I lost them. I had some nice Shure SE425s. Rip. I lose everything. That's why I like wired stuff instead of wireless. They say wireless is more convenient. But it's so much easier to lose. Especially if you're a careless schmuck like I am. Alright. I'm going to get out of here and go home. Business Owners Association. Yeah, maybe that. I'm using union because I'm tired and hungry. Alright, really time to get out of here. Time to get the F out of here. It's been fun. Thank you very much. Trade organization, that's what I was looking for, not union. Oh yeah, one of the fun things with unions. So remember when Jessa came here? She did this show. She did this video for this. I forget the name of it. Some famous morning program, and there was there were about 4 or 5 people in my office, and you can't fit 4 or 5 people in my office. You've seen my fucking office, and Jessa, you know, the producer wasn't. If like Jessa asked for something from the producer or vice versa, they weren't allowed to hand people things. They actually had to have one of the assistants hand them things because that was what the union said. So there were 2 people that were getting paid. They weren't the cameraman, the sound person, the producer, the assistant, anything. It was just somebody who was there solely for the purpose of somebody says, you know, hand me this. That person's job is to hand them that, and nobody else can do it. Unions. Okay, I'm out of here. I need to get some food. I need some food, and I need to get home because my food is at home. And if I make some good time, I may be able to get home in 11 minutes and 9 seconds rather than 11 minutes and 10 seconds. So I will see you all later. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Time to... right.